Emergency planning boosted after tanker breaks away and runs aground. This is from Maritime Link and it was posted on September the 9th, 2024. The breakaway and grounding of an oil tanker in the Brisbane River in Australia in February of 2022 illustrates the importance of clearly defined emergency and risk management arrangements according to the Australian Transportation Safety Bureau. On February the 27th, 2022, during a period of heavy sustained rainfall and flooding in southeast Queensland, the 185-meter Hong Kong-flagged oil product tanker CSC Friendship was berthed at the Ampro Products Wharf in the port of Brisbane, Queensland. Currents in the Brisbane River increased until they exceeded the design mooring limits for both the ship and the berth. While weather conditions exceeded the initial forecast, the associated increased safety risk to shipping and the port was foreseeable. Numerous warnings provided significant information to identify and assess the increased likelihood of a breakaway. And the current in the river had exceeded the operational limits of the berth and the ship's mooring arrangements more than 14 hours prior to the breakaway, yet the ship remained at the berth. The ship, loaded with 22,000 tons of petroleum products, broke its mooring lines just prior to 11 p.m., despite the deployment of the ship's outboard anchors and the swift attendance of 2 tugs. The ship was swept across the channel, grounding 400 meters downstream. A port pilot boarded the vessel about 6 hours after the grounding. The ship was refloated. However, during the recovery efforts, an attempt was made to retrieve the anchor, leading the ship to veer across the channel and ground again. The anchor was then slipped, and the ship was safely conducted downriver into Moreton Bay. Weather events can pose dramatic hazards to port infrastructure and ships, and their safe management requires clearly defined emergency and risk management arrangements. Those include accurately assessing all available information and erring on the side of safety where doubt exists, in particular considering the inherent uncertainty of weather forecasts. The ATSB's investigation found Maritime Safety Queensland, whose responsibilities include the management of an emergency in the Port of Brisbane, did not have structured or formalized risk or emergency management processes or procedures. Subsequently, MSQ was unable to adequately assist and respond to the risk posed by the river conditions and current. MSQ has since made significant changes to operations and systems in response to the incident and flood event, including policies and procedural updates and capital improvements. It has also engaged in multiple investigations and analysis of the incident, engaged with multiple port stake shareholders and facility owners, and established a direct management role to lead the dedicated maritime emergency management team. However, while significant, the ATSB has assessed the safety action taken by MSQ has not fully addressed and identified safety issues concerning its risk management procedures and procedures to manage any type of emergency. Subsequently, the ATSB has issued a safety recommendation to MSQ to further improve those processes and procedures. The ATSB investigation report notes safety actions taken by the pilotage provider, who the investigation identified did not have procedures to manage predictable risks associated with increased river flow or pilotage operations outside normal conditions. In response, they have taken various safety actions, including collaborating with MSQ on emergency evacuation procedures to respond to increased river flow. The ATSB's final report also noted that AMPO had not considered the risk to the ship or the wharf due to the increased river flow. The wharf operator has subsequently conducted an incident investigation and analysis of its mooring arrangements and limitations, and developed a document to specify wharf operational limits and response actions for varying wind and river speeds. It's amazing they didn't do any damage to this ship. She ran aground twice in a storm, in a river. It's amazing they got her off and then they got her out of the river and got her on anchor. This could have been way worse, and she was loaded with oil. This could have gone really, really bad, that's for sure. That's why I like these kind of reports. They get to the root cause, even if it takes years for the report to come out, which they normally always do. It's nice to know what actually happened and what should be done to prevent it from happening again.